Thank you very much for joining me on the Jobs Game Report. This is Mark Anthony Dyson. You can just call me Mark. And if you want to know more about me, you can go to markanthonydyson.substack.com, or you can find me on YouTube as well as Mark Anthony Dyson or the Jobs Game Report. And you can also find me there on LinkedIn as well. I want to talk about a Forbes article I got a chance to be a part of, and to talk about fake employees and how AI is playing a big part of it. So let's talk about it. In the past, there was no reason to ask about fake employees because everybody was vetted in the same way. The technology to detect fake employee identification may be some time away until companies see a cost-saving way to implement it and to integrate it with the right platforms. I doubt they'll chalk it up as a loss right now, but eventually they'll have no reason not to. There's too much money at stake, assets forfeit, and credibility to uphold. Companies will do everything they can to prevent fake employees. However, if they're acknowledging the threatening news of bad actors infiltrating their domain to steal their financial stability, credibility, intellectual properties, and products, might be too late. The hiring faux pas will cause companies to delay hiring once they find out they've paid fake employees. It will cost them more money than they're willing to spend to reverse the process. In some cases, they'll have no choice but to pursue the protection or really the prosecution of bad actors. It will seem unfair to job seekers because many will interview and wonder what happened when they interviewed and then they were ghosted. When companies find flaws in their hiring process, the concern of fake employees will cause a universal pause in hiring in many industries. You probably know now that companies are copycats. They copy each other. It sounds silly, but when one company has something happen with their hiring process, others will follow. So it sensationalizes their conundrum and passes on to their industry and then to other industries abroad, just like it did with the layoffs and saving money and naming employees underperforming. It's going to be handled the same way. And of course, when it happens and everybody discovers they have fake employees, others are going to follow too, and everybody will stall their hiring process until they're able to fix it. Solutions to prevent hiring fake employees will benefit everyone, though, in the long run. New employees and everyone else will want assurance they are working with carefully vetted coworkers. Employees have entrusted the company's hiring process for years, but the company may already work with fake internal global co-workers or remote partners. Again, as I said earlier, when companies realize fake employees are among their number, they will act with preventive measures, which needed implementation yesterday, but it's too late. When fake financial partners or coworkers are asked unsuspecting employees for sensitive company information, trust is historically automatic because you assume everybody's been vetted, right? So no questions asked, even if the decision makers are involved. But when the money goes and you find out how much money is gone, whether it's been monetary, digital, or intellectual property stolen, the assets are in the hands of fake employees, which comes back to mighty dollar being the prominent issue of what's being lost. Who's to blame? The company, the employee, the authorizer? Who's to blame? In the past, there was no reason to ask. The vetting was airtight, and it was to some degree when it came to hiring. Now we have this disruption. AI has come into place, and they're able to produce fake employees at scale. And it's possible with today's technology, even if they found some, or they're going to find the other ones are being produced at a rate going to be hard to keep up with for a while. So they're going to have to find a new way to vet employees, at least until the tools to create illusions became available to the average person, at least until the tools to create illusions became available to the average person and nobody discovered what was going on, there was no problem. But now people are able to count and suspect who's a real employee, who's not a real employee. There's a problem. And it's a problem not just for the company, it's a problem for everyone. Just like fake Social Security benefactors were recently discovered. Fake employees have received real checks, just so everybody's on the same page. Hiring decision makers and hiring decision making have a hard task, and the process itself is laborious, complex, and expensive. The assurance of authenticity, just as costly, could take on another life until technology complements the security needed to implement, for example, a clear TSA pre-check process before hiring. Like Clear, employees will also have to require, or like Clear, employees will require renewal every few years just to make sure they're still an actual employee and their identity has the same. And there could probably be some other things will come to play, which will come another argument, but let's deal with this one. Job seekers must start vetting companies closely for climate, culture, and ethics as a response to responding to fake employees. Of course, they got to vet the company now. Bad actors run companies to deceive larger companies. Just as the concerns of the government entities, like the attack on the Social Security Administration, like we talked about, companies are facing a similar challenge. It's a bad look for employees conducting business while with a fake company. Job seekers are going to have to do a better job improving their authenticity online, or I guess we can call it personal brand, to help recruiters discern who is real or prove the account holder owns the profile they're viewing. Using platforms like LinkedIn as a live and breathing document can be powerful and take guesswork from recruiters or an employee of a company that wants to connect with you for various reasons. There might be a way to link LinkedIn's verification process to a database to authenticate a recruiting prospect. Technology may be some time away until companies see cost-saving way to implement it and integrate it with the right platforms. Ultimately could mean the clearance time to clear someone for hire could take a little bit shorter time. If there was something was set in stone to be universally accessed with the right type of security measures put in place, all this could take place, I don't know, maybe in the next year, 2, 3, 4, after we argue about the logistics and the legalities of it. But all in all, those are my thoughts to how to deal with the AI-generated fake employee conundrum we're finding ourselves in. And it also could help with some other things too. We won't dig into right now, but I hope this was informative and thought-provoking to some degree. Those are some of my thoughts were imaginary in the sense of this is how things play out. Now, you might have a different opinion and you might have some insight into what I'm talking about as far as discovering and eliminating the fake employee infestation happening right now. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn, or you can get hold of me at markanthonydyson.substack.com, or you can comment below in YouTube, put it in the comment section, and I'd love it. I'd love to have this conversation. Again, anything I say here is not definitely a rule, it's just thoughts of how I've seen it and writing about it and been looking at the last couple of years and seeing how things have developed over time. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day and stay safe.